In Hotel Transylvania 2, Dracula opens the hotels to humans, Mavis and Johnny get married and have a baby, and they go on all sorts of wacky adventures. And in general, fans thought this movie was worse than the first. But judging from the revenue it generated, you wouldn't think so, having raked in over $480 million at the box office on a budget of just $80 million. Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to Movie Mistakes, and today we're going to show you the 9 mistakes that we found in Hotel Transylvania 2. And we got to give out our usual spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the movie yet, you might want to do that first. And if this is your first time hanging out with us, welcome. You will see continuation errors, props that move, and things disappear and reappear. So without further ado, let's get it started. At the beginning of our film, the monsters are getting ready for Johnny and Mavis's wedding. Here we can see the zombies rolling out this beautiful carpet for guests to walk on. And probably just as you thought, this beautiful pearly white rug would be all messed up pretty soon. But not more than a few moments later, we get an opportunity to witness Johnny's parents arrive. All of the monsters appear to be in shock. But are they shocked at the humans, or are they shocked at the fact that the carpet is suddenly spotless?
Mom and Dad! I can't believe you're all here!
Everything I need and I'd rather be chasing love.
Leading up to the wedding, it is traditional for everyone to pose for pictures. For some people, this can be fun, some people extremely serious. So as the guests find their way to what I can only assume is assigned seating, notice that Wayne is sitting closest to the aisle. But as the camera switches angles, we get a view of the monsters from the front. And Mary and his date appear out of nowhere, and they are now sitting in the seats closest to the aisle.
Well, if you don't want to.
Oh, no, are you kidding? I would eat.
In this scene of the movie, Mavis asks her father to take a fly with her. And Dracula was more than happy to join her. Suddenly, the door flings open, Mavis jumps off the balcony, and you can see here that she's looking pretty thin and pretty fit, especially for the secret she is about to reveal. So as the two are playing hide and seek, Mavis stops to take a rest.
Yes, it's just a little harder to catch my breath since I'm pregnant.
So just as Mavis breaks the good news to her father, he is suddenly shocked. But not as shocked as we were to see that she has suddenly has such a huge baby bump out of nowhere. And no, I am not a vampire, but how does she go from this to this in a matter of minutes?
Dear Drac.
The people who wrote this movie thought that it would be pretty entertaining to have Dracula operate a cell phone. And for the most part, it was. Notice how Dracula is having some difficulty sending a text because of his unusually long fingernails. But just a short while later, Dracula makes his way to his grandson's room and wakes him up. And while spending time with the little tyke, we can see now that Dracula's fingernails are now short.
Hey, you want to do something cool?
Yeah! Flavors! We have to try them all!
So later on in the movie, Mavis and Johnny take a trip to see his parents. While on the way, they stop by a convenience store for Mavis's first trip in. So as she discovers Slurpees for the first time, notice that her cup is empty.
Right, sir?
Yes.
But as the camera pans away and pans back, you'll notice that the cup that Mavis was holding that was supposed to be empty is now full of blue Slurpee.
Hon?
It comes in 48 flavors! We have to try them all!
In mistake number 6, we're going to stay in the same scene. So if you've seen the movie, you'll know that Mavis really enjoyed those Slurpees. So check out her teeth. They're pearly white, right? Well, as close as we can get to pearly white. But as Mavis inquires from the cashier about how late they stay open, we pan back over to Mavis and her teeth are now rainbow colored.
Johnny, look!
Hero? Because I'm Batman. Yes.
Personally, I thought they would have made some jokes about Batman in the first movie. But hey, I guess it's never too late. So as he's playing Batman, his little girlfriend attacks him and knocks his hood off. And I personally thought that was pretty cute. Immediately after, Johnny's relatives, dressed up in their costumes, go to tease him. She comes to his defense. But she should probably come to the defense of the people who edited this movie because the hood is now missing. This is without a doubt one of the most inspirational and satisfying parts of the movie. Dracula is finally relieved when little Dennis turns into a bat, and he goes on to defeat the villain in the movie by beating him up, as you can see here. So take note of the number of teeth that he knocks out of his mouth. Dennis punches Bella so hard he goes flying through the forest and crashes into the tennis courts, where he is pummeled by balls. This is where we get a good look at his mouth, and we can see that the amount of teeth have changed.
Perfect no matter what.
But since I'm a vampire...
In one of the more touching parts of the movie, Dennis asks his grandpa if they can live with him forever. But if you keep your eye on the background, you can see that the Blob and Johnny's sister are to the left of Dracula. But as the camera zooms in on Johnny's parents, you can now see that they are next to Frankenstein and his bride.
We're going to visit you here every holiday.
So tell us, did you see any mistakes in Hotel Transylvania 2 that we missed? If so, let us know using the hashtag mistakes. And as usual, if there are any TV shows or movies you'd like to see us do next, go ahead and put that in the comment section below as well using the hashtag movie. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and do it now. That way we can keep you posted of all the cool stuff we got coming. And trust me, we got some good stuff on the way. And in closing, we want to say thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next week.
I didn't do that.